battery. Clicker is back in action.
Mike,
All right, so we're doing duets. That's what I
duets.
told him we're bringing to the
So I
table.
want a duet with you, as we just said.
Singing duets.
And
Should we
when,
clarify that?
yeah, and when it was brought to me, yeah, we had that question too. Fred was like, "Are we talking singing duets? Are we talking like KK?"
Guitar,
Yeah.
duets, dueling guitars.
But no, we're going with singing duets.
There's actually some situations where they got duet drumming.
Yeah, that's true.
We just talked about one of them about a week or two ago.
Well, and that one was created. I always said it was created from James and Laura's because that's the first duet I
I was
saw.
talking about the
Yeah, Sully.
yeah,
and-
Sully and
Godspeed, yeah.
that's pretty damn good.
Does, yes.
I saw a video. I think it was on TikTok. I think I sent it
Yeah,
to you.
we saw that live. That was awesome. But
Yeah.
we're going with singing duets. And Mike even messaged, "Is this male, female, or
Anything
male,
goes.
male?" And it's like whatever.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yep, whatever floats your boat. And I did mine on Spotify. And this one we're gonna do for Laia. Burnett, we're gonna go ahead and put the link on. And I'm gonna add their stuff to
Yours.
my playlist. But I've got the first 5 on my playlist are my 5 choices. See how you want me to start off?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
All right,
You just
so.
doing first. We're just doing one at a time.
Yeah. Everybody here's seen the Metal Years. If you're a metal fan, you've watched the Metal Years, the Decline of Western Civilization. I don't know if these two guys remember, but everybody here, we've all become Alice Cooper fans when we went and seen him live. We never, I missed the Alice Cooper boat. I'm glad I did catch the boat late in life because the man is a hell of a performer.
He's amazing live.
Yes. So great live.
But I don't know if they remember on the soundtrack for the Metal Years was Under My Wheels with Alice Cooper and Axl Rose and Slash.
It was. I forgot about that, yes.
And I went back and I was like, well, I wonder how much Axl actually sings if he's just there. He actually sings a good bit. So coming in at number 5 for me, Under My Wheels is Alice Cooper and Axl Rose.
That's good. Well, we're on the same wavelength, sort of,
Oh.
because $1 Billion Babies by the Coop.
Oh.
Donovan Leitch, he's a Scottish singer, is on that song, on the original song, and that song is amazing live. And like I said, I became a huge Cooper fan in the later years. So when I Googled it, like I was looking at all the duets, and I was like, I didn't realize that was a duet. So I listened to it, and I thought, well, it is a duet. So I was like, we got a list. I had to go with the Coop on number 5.
All right. Y'all are going to really like this one. Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers, Islands in the Stream. No, I had to make that one just because it's funny.
I was gonna say, what the hell? This is the metal show.
But
Yeah, I
as the
mean-
wife and I were talking because I mentioned that,
Oh,
or
that's
she mentioned
huge.
that.
That was huge.
That was a very big song during that time. Like, and that's like up there on the list of like duets. But yeah, that was just for fun. So we talked about this beforehand, and I think the way you talked, you weren't gonna put this on your list, but I had to go with Lita and Ozzy on Close My Eyes.
How do you not? I
yeah.
mean, it's timing. I think
Yeah.
timing was perfect.
I mean, it's like we talked earlier. It's like
It was a good
it
song.
was
It was
a great
just so
song.
overplayed. I
It
think.
is, and I usually get burnt out on that kind of thing, but for
But-
that one, it's stuck.
But when he messaged me and said, "Can you come down here and do this?" and we're gonna do top 5 duets. That's the first duet that popped.
And that's,
it was the first one that popped
yeah,
in my
and
head.
that's what we talked about earlier when I
Even
said
all-
that's what I told my wife. You know, I was like, "What's some top duets that you're thinking of?" I said, and "Don't mention that one because that's probably already on the list." And she's like, "Well, that's the one I was going to think of." So it's
And-
like the one that a lot of people come up with first.
When you look at the countdowns, all the countdowns that you look at, like metal duets, if that ain't, it's in there.
It's usually-
There ain't no, well, if it ain't, it always is. Because they were both at their primes, and I think timing was a big part of it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's not my next one, but,
With the Dolly Parton.
and I was, no, it ain't no Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers. But these two right here are probably two of my favorite vocalists. And everybody here knows I'm a Lizzie Hill fan. I mean, thick and thin. Nobody's Fool, Tom Kiefer and Lizzie Hill.
But that was live only.
No, it's on the studio. I got it.
Oh, okay.
It's-
I
I was
didn't
thinking
know
that was
that.
only live only, but.
No, it's on there.
Yeah, I
It's
like
on
Lizzie
the,
Hale.
it's a bonus track on they re-released, Tom re-released Solo album. So coming in at number 4, can't go wrong. Two Jersey and Lizzie Hill. So that's all you gotta say. And Tom Kiefer. So there you go.
My number 4 was Temple of the Dog, Hunger Strike.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't even think about that.
That was
With Chris
two.
Cornell and Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
voice
in
on
my
that one.
opinion, that was the only good song on that album.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was
there
a
were
lot
some of
of-
those songs okay,
Yeah.
but like that song is a phenomenal
Yeah,
song.
that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
great song. It is.
So that was
It
my
really
number
is.
4.
All right. Staying on part of the Lizzie Hale run. And I think I mentioned this in her, one of her other videos we did there a while back. I can't remember which one it was under now, but Adrenaline Mob, Come Undone, which is a Duran Duran cover. And it's Russell Allen with Lizzie Hale.
Oh, that song kicks ass.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, that was so close. Have you ever heard that track?
I've never heard that song.
I think, honestly, I think it's better than the original.
And it's Lizzie Hill. I
It's-
mean,
yeah.
that's all.
Yeah,
It's
I like
good.
Lizzie Hale. I like Hellstrom.
Now, I like the original version from Duran Duran, but I think hearing their version, it made me want to not like the original anymore.
All right, so we're gonna go, I was telling them, I was kind of curious of what the people chose for Hops Metal Show.
People's Choice Awards.
The people, yeah, the People's Choice Awards off the Hops Metal Show
Book of
Facebook
Faces.
page, which I'll have a link in the comment section. So coming in strong west of, I mean right off the bat.
Bam, Lizzie Hale.
No, it wasn't no Lizzie Hill. But this was what I was telling you about. Sound of Silence with Miles Kennedy, which I figure that probably is pretty good. John Page, Close My Eyes Forever. Jared Lambert, Motorhead, I Ain't No Nice Guy.
Who's that with?
I don't know, he's just got a link for the video. So you have to go into,
I'll redo that here.
and Jared Lambert, Gary Moore with Ozzy Osbourne, led Clones. Kara Griffith picked Temple of the Dog. She said, does that count? I said, it counts. You picked
Yeah.
it counts.
Yeah, that's right.
Mike Griever put Run DMC Walk This Way, which was actually in my count.
That was in one of mine. I almost picked that.
Because I always give Run DMC props because they saved,
Yes, they
There's
saved
Smith.
them. Yes, they saved them.
because they were done. Brian Weaver put Donnie and Marie. And Danny and Sandy, which I don't even know.
That's from Greece.
All right. So you
That's exactly, it's in Greece.
So we
All
got
right,
some funny
Brian,
guys on
Mike
there.
knew who
Yeah.
Danny and Sandy was.
It's Greece, man.
All right, Robert Ford put Close My Eyes. This is what I was talking about. Mike McKay put Extreme More Than Words, which I'll give him that because that's a duet. Nuno and Gary knocked it out of the
What
park.
was the name of the song again, real quick? The Motorhead.
I Ain't No Nice Guy. And then Mike also put Ozzy and Lita and Damn Yankees High Enough, which we talked about that earlier too. Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades. And this one was on my countdown. David Brandon put Stillborn with Zach and Ozzy. And then he put the same one I picked, Under My Wheels, Alice Cooper with Axel Slash and Izzy.
Stillborn's a good pick. I didn't even think of it, Stillborn.
Yeah, I see it was in my countdown. It was pretty strong there. All right, so we have a Seth Barber put Tech Nine with Cord Taylor and Breaking Benjamin with Lacey Stern. And then Angie put Ozzy and Lita. So see, I guess Ozzy and Lita is a big thing. It's like y'all said, when you think duets. But you was talking about Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton.
Yeah, nobody mentioned that.
And nobody said nothing about it.
That's
We
a
even got
big-
Grease
that's a
mentioned.
huge-
And
Huge
Danny-
song.
Danny Sandy.
but you know what was the first song that really come to my mind? Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
Yeah.
Tom Petty and
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another
That
big
was like, because that was huge.
Yeah, and that was Ozzy and Slash on that song. With I Ain't New
All
Music.
that.
It was actually on the album was nothing but like people, like the whole album with like guests.
All right, so I'm up am I up to number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna see if y'all remember this one. I remember I can't remember his name, but he done this song with Amy Lee, and he said, "I will never record another song with that girl ever." He said it was the worst recording experience ever. It's Broken with Seether and Amy Lee, which,
I don't know if I ever heard it.
Weren't they dating or something
Yeah.
at that time? Yeah.
and he had said that it was the worst experience ever. He said she is such a perfectionist that it wasn't even fun. But that's Broken is, I listened to it the other day, and I don't even know, it just happened to come in my mind, and I'm like, that is such a freaking awesome duet.
It's a good song.
I never heard it, so I'll take y'all's word for it.
You might have heard it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
It,
did not
it was
know.
a big song.
they redone it. See, it was released by Seether, and then when he started dating Amy Lee, they went back and re-recorded it.
My number 3, this is really going back. The Battle of Evermore, Led Zeppelin.
I don't even know who.
Tell you on
Sandy Denny.
it. Boy, he's like going back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's-
She was with a British folk group called the Fairport Convention. I didn't know that. The Battle, I
Yeah.
know you heard about
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
That is a duet.
It's all 4, right?
Yes. Yeah. That was my number
Never
3.
knew. I would never knew that was duet.
Oh, I love that song. I love that song. I didn't really start digging into who was ever with him until this, or you sang with him. You know what I'm saying? Until you asked me to do this. But yeah, she picks up in that song.
Now, talking about Led Zeppelin, I'm gonna see how, because me and you are like, we followed the same path in music. I hung out with Derek Riddle and Dave Clark when we was in high school, and they listened to Led Zeppelin. I mean, all the time, and I didn't get it. I mean, I listened to them, knew what Stairway to Heaven was, but I listen to Zeppelin now, I think they're like a great band. They were a great 70s band. Did you get Led
I
Zeppelin? when
hated
you was
them in high school. I
That's
didn't
the way
understand
was.
what the big to do. And then after high school, I started listening to them. I was like, this is all right. I like some of this.
Yeah.
So, and then I started getting into some Robert Plant. Just when solo. I went and saw him. I went up to the Cap Center. That's how long ago it's
Yeah,
been.
it's been a while.
I went to the Cap Center to see a show of his, and he was phenomenal live. But yeah, in school, I didn't understand the hang up with Led Zeppelin. Now, I get tired of Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, Misty Mountain Hop and,
Or even like rock and roll, and
oh yeah, Black Dog.
a whole lot of love.
Yeah.
The
I'm,
ocean.
I'm not
Yeah.
a
Now,
huge
Now, how did
fan.
you feel
but
about Zeppelin? I mean,
back in the day? I mean, I just knew
Were
a
you
couple
kinda like
songs,
us?
but
Did
yeah,
you-
it was not nothing big, and I'm still not what you call like a fan. Whatever. I mean, they got a lot of songs that I like, but nothing I go out of my way to.
Now I do love that song. That's a good song.
because I was just kind of curious how y'all felt about that. Because I love Zeppelin.
I mean,
now,
they're
think.
definitely a huge influence in the musical.
Oh, and so many bands.
Yeah, so many bands. I mean,
But I guess it's kind of like, Love always says, you know, Black Sabbath and Zeppelin. You followed one of them too. And I see you more Sabbath than Zeppelin.
And I'm not a huge Black Sabbath fan either. I mean, I would probably lean more on that side of it than the Zeppelin side.
Now, how do you feel? Are you more Zeppelin or Sabbath?
Probably Zeppelin. I like
Is it
Zeppelin.
because, now, for me, it's because Zeppelin, it's like Love said, Zeppelin kind of went to the stuff I'm listening to
Right.
now, like the Aerosmith. They, you know, went to the Motley and all that stuff.
I like Ozzy after Sabbath.
Yeah, that's
way
what
better
I mean.
with Sabbath.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, I agree with him. I think it kind of went to that type of music
Yeah.
Yeah.
more than Sabbath did.
But I was just curious, especially knowing that you felt the same way.
Now
in high
I
school.
like some Sabbath. Don't get me wrong. I do
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some Black
yeah,
Sabbath, but
Yeah. I will listen to a lot more Sabbath than I would Zeppelin.
Now, I'd probably be vice versa
Yeah.
nowadays, but.
All right, so my number 3, I know this didn't make any of y'all's list. Within Temptation, What Have You Done Now? With Sharon Dandell, who's actually a singer for Within Temptation, but she did it with Keith Caputo, who was a singer for Life of Agony, which is now a she, from what I understand. But as soon as I heard that song, it was like one of their bigger songs, and that's just great song. And having him come in and his vocals, so I was never a big Life of Agony fan, but with him on that song, I really like it. But her voice is just phenomenal. She's got one of those great melodic. She's not like Tarja or like from Nightwish, ex-Nightwish, but she's got great voice. But
Now, I know I've asked you this before, but with Phil Crane, was he ever in Life of Agony?
I think he filled in. I think he did some shows with them, but I don't know. I don't know that he was a permanent.
Wasn't a big part of.
Yeah, because I think it was always Keith. Like I said, I never really got into them, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But I think when I was looking up Ugly Kid Joe stuff, I think it did list him as being in the band, but that could have been like a 5-minute deal, you know,
Yeah,
just
I don't-
kind of like filled in for a show or something.
All right, so I was just discussing today with String that we need more props. And he talked about bringing out a prop earlier for butchering. Well, he probably should have it out right now.
Oh, snap.
I mean, I think it's a great song, and he's probably gonna have to help me out. But let's see, a tout, Le Monde, Megadeth.
Oh, let me make sure I'm pronouncing it right, because I know what you're talking about. A Tout Le Monde. A Tout Le Monde.
And it's by Dave and Christina Scabia, which is, help me out, sure. Where the hell is she?
Lacuna Coil.
Yeah, Lacuna Coil.
Yeah, she's freaking
That
awesome,
song
too.
is
She's a great
freaking
singer.
awesome.
Yeah, I love her voice.
I mean, I like the original when it was off, I think it's off Cryptic Writings. I mean, but then when he teamed up with her to sing it, I mean, they knocked it out of the park. So there's my second one is, you want to try to pronounce it?
no, I can't speak
Tout Le
French.
Monde. It's French.
That's French. Yeah, I can't speak
Too
French.
late my day.
Oui, oui.
My number 2 was Queen, Under Pressure.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Queen and David Bowie.
Yes.
Not to be mistaken with Ice Ice Baby,
I say we got the guys in there too.
which he swears is not the same
Okay.
like beat. It's like an extra symbol in his or something. He said, I don't know.
All right.
It's still,
But anyway,
it's still a Queen
but
song.
still
It's your
it-
story. Tell
yeah.
how you want it.
But yeah, Queen, which I really didn't get into Queen much in school either.
That was
It
another
was
band.
after
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
It was probably after Freddie Mercury died. I started kind of
yeah.
getting into
Well,
him.
it was.
And then when I saw that, did you see that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It made me start listening to him just a little bit more and more, and I was like, well, that's a great.
Day of the Green, I think is where, might have been a Queen thing for me. That's when Metallica done Stone Cold Crazy,
Yeah.
and I think Axl did some stuff with Elton John. But you're talking about Queen. You know, I remember another one by Dust from School Bus, but all I can think of is like Radio Gaga. That must have been big when we was
Yeah,
in
really
big
middle
song.
school.
That was big.
And then when I started running around with String, talking about Queen, he was big on Flash Gordon. And we ride around, I remember that damn bicycle song. He'd play that fucking song. And you'd be ringing that bicycle. That's where I'm with the Queen thing. But no, but Radio Gaga, I remember being big when we was in middle school, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's a band, man. Their music is just all over
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they just got so
Yeah.
many different styles and just.
But
it's
to
great.
be honest with y'all, I don't remember Stone Cold Crazy until Metallica done
Yeah,
it.
that's,
Yeah.
And then, but I went back and listened to the Queen song. That's a heavy song
yeah,
for
it
Queen.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Metallica didn't really change it a whole
No,
bunch.
they didn't.
They beefed it up a little bit, but it's
Well,
still a
they put their
heavy
spin on
song.
it, but
Right.
yeah, but it's, I mean.
But it's a hard song.
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
All right, this one has to do with why I put this shirt on. I had a wardrobe change, nobody else did. But right here, in this moment, The Promise, Maria Brink and Adrian Patrick, who was the singer for Otherwise. If you don't know the song, go listen to it. Freaking phenomenal. Great song. She's killer anyway.
Yeah, she's right. up
Even though I don't care for seeing them live much anymore, but she's still a great singer.
But she was mentioned last night. I was telling you when Josh Whittington said, I was asking him about duets, and he said Papa Roach, Gravity with Maria. And I was like, you know, you got to really be in this music to mention that, because that was just brought to my attention, you know.
Well, I mean,
probably about a year
they've
ago.
done, because when you brought that up to me, I was like, well, she did that song with Rob Halford. What was it Black Wedding or whatever
Yeah,
it's called?
because we actually did that. I think it got banned. But
But yeah, I mean, I think they've done several duets with other people within their catalog. But that's damn good. When I played that one, my wife, when we were going to a wrestling match, I was like, she was like, well, play that song. And then I played, she said, oh yeah, I really like that one. She's like, I remember that song.
all right, so y'all want to guess what my number 1 is? I haven't mentioned
Close my eyes forever.
Ozzy and Lita.
There you go.
I mean, it was the first song. It's like y'all said, when Duets was mentioned, it was the first song I thought of. Like, it's got to be number 1. I mean,
Well, and for me, I had to include it, but that's why I put mine at number 5, because it's good, but
It's
obviously
good.
I've got other better ones, but in my opinion.
I mean, when you're going, but it is, when you're thinking of it, and it's the number 1
It's-
song you think of, it's got to be good.
If you did a poll, that would probably be one of the top.
It'd probably be number 1.
It probably would.
And it's Ozzy's biggest song. I mean, it's his highest chart topper of everything he's done. That song did better than anything. And it's just, when I think of duets, it's that and Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty. I mean, but we're
Dolly
doing a metal
Parton, Kenny
show,
Rogers.
so that's right.
For Sandy and Danny.
There you go. Can't forget them.
But Brian Weaver brought it in.
Yeah. Well, my number 1, and this is technically a duet, and Randy Hartman will like this. It's Shout It Out Loud. Kiss.
Yeah,
Because Gene and Paul
yeah,
have roles go back and forth singing and Shout It Out Loud. And what a great party song.
yeah.
What a great party song.
They're the pioneers, man. They're
Now, actually, when you start looking, there's only a handful of songs Kiss did where they both actually sing. Either
after you
one
said
sings
something.
or the other one sings.
Yeah.
But
It's
there's
one
not
or the
very
other.
many, and the couple that they do sing together on really aren't that great, except for Shout Out Loud. Shout Out Loud is in my opinion, that's a classic. That's a classic Kiss song.
All
So
right.
that's my number 1.
My number 1. I wish I could have seen this. I've seen both separately with the same band, but I wish I could have seen them together. But Kill Switch Engage, Signal Fire, you got the original Jesse, and you got Howard Jones coming together. Fucking heavy, kick-ass song.
I thought you was gonna go with, cause you talked about this last night, was Joey.
Yeah, well, I didn't
even know nothing about that.
I didn't know that either. But Ball of Confusion, which was a Temptations cover, both Joey and John Bush were on that song.
Did you know that?
No.
Anthrax? I remember.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know they'd done anything
somebody
together.
else mentioned it was on that song too, that had like little, I guess, fill-in vocal parts or something. But yeah, I didn't know that either. But no, I didn't pick that one. This one, I think I like this way better.
So I guess coming in 25, what everybody think of our duets? I guess if we forgot something,
Oh,
put
well,
it in the
there's
comment
plenty. I mean,
section.
there's so-
Because I'm
so-
sure y'all can fill it on up.
Oh yeah, there's so many great duets. I mean, we just limited to 5, and
Like I said, I didn't know there was so many till
Oh,
I
I
started
know.
looking into them.
well, it's
Yeah,
like,
there's probably stuff that,
And Tom Petty's almost made the cut.
yeah, and I wanted to put Lizzie and Tom, but that's a great. And I figured you would probably. I didn't know which one you was gonna put. I knew Lizzie was gonna be on your list at least once, if not twice, but I went with the Adrenaline Mob.
you know, but Ozzy he kicked around a whole bunch.
Oh yeah,
'Cause he's
been
done
with
a-
all kinds of people.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he-
Lemmy obviously he's for one.
Shock the
but-
Monkey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on my honorable mentions. But Ordinary Man, that's on my honorable
Mm-hmm.
mentions. I mean, Ozzy's Stillborn with Zach. So, well, we're gonna put Love on the spot. Love, what's your favorite duet?
In the comment section though.
Yep, you like comments, so I don't even know what he picked.
I don't know. It's probably going to be something Grateful Dead would be his number one pick.
Yeah, it probably
but
will be.
He's got to pick something metal
Something metal.
and not Dolly Parton.
And Lil Wing, what do you think? And all the fans, I guess the comment section, if you didn't comment, what your duets are. Are y'all ready to roll out of here?
Yeah.
Everybody stay safe, stay strong.
Hey, hey.
Warm this sucker up.